Hey, welcome guys. This is the Bull 18X. I'm gonna walk you through it. A lot of people are new to excavators, and so we're gonna do this quick tutorial. Speaking as an operator and maintenance guy, they hired me to make sure that these are good to go, out the door, there's no leaks, it's got all its fluids, and all the grease points are greased, so it's ready for your use. So the first thing you want to do when it rolls up to your yard and you're ready to dig into your project, so we're going to come back here, we're going to open this back. There's a key, you just turn it and you can open it. You want to check the oil, which is right down here, and pull it, make sure it's got oil. And the next thing you want to check is make sure that the alternator belt is there and it is tight and not loose. Next thing you want to do is you want to come over here and check your hydraulic level. That is pretty good. You want it around the middle part. You don't want it any lower than the middle part. And to put diesel in it, you just open up this lid, which also has a key, and your diesel is on the right and your hydraulic is on the left. Of course, it comes pre-greased. It's one of the things that I do is I grease this before it goes out the door. But say you've been using it already, we're going to go through some of the grease points. Okay, so here's your 50-hour grease for your turntable, your 8-hour grease port for the swing arm. There's another grease port for your swing, and then you have the top of the ram for the dozer blade, and there's another one right here for where it attaches to the frame. You got your lower ram, and then on the other side is your other connector. You got a greaser in here. These hoses are fairly easy to move. You grease it, and then you have a greaser at the back of this ram. At the top of your boom ram, you have another grease point. And then for this hydraulic ram that controls the knuckle, you have a grease point here and at the front of the ram. So at the knuckle also is a grease point, which a lot of people miss. And then for your top of the ram on your thumb drive is pretty much right below it. This greaser is for your knuckle ram, as this greaser is for your bucket ram. These two grease certs are for your thumb drive. There's one here and one on the other side. There's one here, and one here, with another one through this hole to this grease point here. A grease cert here, that is for your swing arm, the 8 hours for the backside. And then where the ram is for the telescopic tracks, you have one on this side about midway and one on the other side about midway as well. And that is all your grease certs. So when you start it, you want to have your pilot control lock up. And then once you have it running, you can put it down. Now, when it's up, none of the controls will work. Okay, so the next thing you want to do when you're at the end of your workday is you're going to have it up really high. You want to idle it back down. Idle it for about 5 minutes to let everything cool down, let the hydraulics cool down. And then what you want to do is you actually want to put your bucket on the ground. So therefore, if there's any loss of hydraulics, it's not going to come crashing down onto somebody. And then you want to put your blade down as well. And then lift your pilot controls so everything is locked, and then you'll turn off your key. Now, after an 8 to 12 hour day, you're gonna walk away, you're gonna go home, you're gonna come back in the morning, and like we talked about with the grease points, you're gonna wanna grease everything that you used a lot. So if you're using your blade a lot, you're gonna grease your blade. If you're just using it as a stop so when you're grabbing something, it doesn't pull you forward, then you'll just grease basically from here forward at all the grease points that I showed you. And then again, you will check your oil, you'll check your hydraulic fluid, and you will check your diesel and fill them accordingly to what you need for that day. Okay, so this is your display gauge. That blinking light is just telling me the sending unit isn't sending anything. On this side, you have your fuel gauge. On the other side, you have your temperature gauge. And then of course your voltmeter, and then your hour meter. And once you start it, you will see this light go off. And then you'll see this light come on. That just means your battery is fully charged. So the far left foot pedal controls the thumb. This is obviously backwards, forwards, and then the furthest right is your dozer blade, up, down. It also controls your telescopic tracks. For the left joystick, right will make you swing right, left will make you swing left. Forward will extend the upper boom, and back will retract it. When you press and hold the button on top of the joystick, it swings your boom left or right. Your first switch is your lights, your work lights. This one is your 2-speed control, travel control. When it is in the forward position, your boom will not work. So if you're tracking somewhere and you want to go a little faster, just hit that button. This one is for the telescoping tracks. What you want to do is you want to lift up the machine in the air. So you'll spin the cab around. First thing you want to do is use your dozer to lift up the front, and then use the bucket to lift up the back. Hit this switch, use the same foot pedal that you use for your dozer blade to extend and retract the tracks. Once you're done setting your tracks, just go ahead and click that off, and you can use your dozer blade. To uncouple your bucket, you will push this little red button up, and obviously it automatically clicks forward with the force, and you will see the bucket drop a little bit. Then you can switch out your bucket. Once you grab your new implement, just go ahead and rock it backwards, and you will see it suck up, and that is your 4 switches on this side. The right joystick, when you press forward, it will lower your boom. Pull it back, it will raise the boom. To the right will uncurl your bucket. To the left will curl your bucket. On the right joystick is the horn. Okay, so this is your throttle control. Okay, this is your ignition switch. Obviously you can hear the machine running, so it's running. Oh, hey, I got a major hydraulic leak. Bam, there's your emergency stop. Once you fix your hydraulic leak, you just turn this and everything comes back to life. Okay, so you want to take this plate off. Actually, what I do is I like to leave it on so I don't lose the plate. And so you have your big 32 millimeter or 1.25 inch nut. You want to back that off, and then you will, depending on what your track needs, if it needs tightening or loosening, you go one way or the other. Once you have your track set to where it needs to go ahead and tighten it by hand, and then use your 32 millimeter or your 1.25 inch to lock it back down, and then you will put your plate back on. And that is how you tighten and loosen your track. So this is the tutorial on the Bull 18X. So you can feel comfortable knowing how it operates, how to grease it, where the oil goes, where the hydraulic fluid goes, where the diesel goes. That is your 18X in a nutshell.